feet or something.
You know, because there's a look. It's one but we do this on the side, huh? But he did it earlier like this, but for a little bit.
I wonder if that guy's dead. No, he's okay.
He's still.
And the little stingray right there. That's a video.
It is. Yep. Shoot a little video.
They did take a photo.
He's only about 4 or 5 years old. The female, I don't know if you saw her second. So as you come out and down, just stay to the left side of the pathway because he can go wherever he wants. He's very quiet too. So you never know, like we don't know he's there until you look and he's right next to you.
I could see hanging out with one leg. Oh, so is that one. Look, he's all like curled up too. This guy, he's like a little pat.
Right there, look. Look, under there. Mommy. Come. Oh my God.
That's a little different. Kids calling him a crocodile.
Bye, Mr. Crocodile.
Yeah.
Alright, this is a vampire bat. Down here.
Probably blocking his way a little bit. Then you can do that.
Oh, look at that. There's some more. Picture. Sure is a pretty day for a train museum. That's what I'm talking about. Woo woo! Oh, cool. There's stairs. That's what I'm talking about. The Waco, Beaumont, Trinity, and Sydney. Let's see what's going on. All right, here's a sweet galley for the train. All kinds of cool stuff for them. Lots of space and all the utility of that. Okay. All right. Now we'll come out the door here and walk down this passageway, is what we call them in the Navy, or the Marine Corps, either one. And then on this side is where the servers would be. Hello, sir. They have the drinks there that they serve to the people, and all that to go to this dining facility right here. Very nice dining facility. And we're not supposed to go in there. And here is just, I guess, what you would call a standard car. Lots of passengers. More space than an airplane. And they put their luggage on top like you do in an airplane. Oh, it keeps going. Check it out. The bathroom would be here, but it's can't get in there. That's okay, I don't need to go. I wonder if this leather seating is for first class. So special. And we keep going. Let's see what else we got. Okay, dining car. We saw another dining car. This one's a little more like a diner, isn't it? And I guess this is the galley area here, where we got sinks, and I guess that would be like gas for cooking. They must have removed like the ways to cook stuff. And down here, okay. Ooh, that one there is private. Okay, look at this crane. That's freaking cool. Big old hooks on the front. It won't let me go any further because of this. See, I can't get past that. Anyway, get the idea. All those freaking cables. And then here's, so we on the other end is 315 and this is 316. We just walked through all those cars all the way down. Very nice. Here's a locomotive when BNSF was green, and you can get an idea of how large those V12 engines are. And you can see here that drive goes right to the electric engines right there. So the V12 engine's actually a generator. Well, I guess in there would be where they generate the electricity. But it looks like it's going right to big old electric engines here. Maybe the electric engines are down on the wheels. Anyway, I love the livery. Old school.
Galveston ended up winning the bidding war, so when it's completed, it will be moved down the harbor and set up to be a museum again.
And dude, when one
Now
time.
you would think for 80 to 90 million dollars that one of them guns would shoot a watermelon or blow some smoke or something. Unfortunately, I don't think any of that's going to happen, but it is a great.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. So this is inside the Bishop's Manor. They have a special place for, like, I guess an altar area. Maybe this is where he preached, but there's only like four kneeling places here, so I'm not sure. This is just truly amazing how they do this at the Bishop's Manor here in Galveston. I think this is the USS Carp. We're gonna go aboard. Over there is a destroyer. Hopefully we can go on that too. No, this is the Sea Wolf. Okay, not bad. The Sea Wolf. USS Stewart. And I was wrong. This is not a Sea Wolf. This is the USS Cavalia. Cavalia! That must be officer's mess. Officer's quarters. You get the good stuff here. USS Cavalia, officer's wardroom. Okay. Navigator's quarters here. Officer. And then over here, a bottle of scotch, it says. Captain's quarters. He gets his own little sink. So fancy. Chief Petty Officer's quarters. Still very nice. 1, 2, 3 racks, and then a fourth there. They get their own sink. Tons of organization. This is the ship's office. Check it out. This is the ship's office. You get a little typewriter inside, and I'm sure all these are folders and files that they keep. That's pretty neat. That's amazing. Somebody took the time to do those knots. Let's see. It takes a minute to get through these hatches. All right. Navigation. I'm assuming we might have a periscope in here if we look hard enough. Okay, that's pretty neat. John Bonner Jr., electrician's mate, first class. Too cool. All these switches. What's going on down there? All right, this is the enlisted side of the house. This is the galley for the enlisted. Oh, we can go in. That's pretty neat. You can't go into a lot of these. Pretty neat. And you can see how they've got checkers and backgammon, chess. This is where they eat and hang out. They got a little sink over here. Here's where they sleep. All the enlisted. Their racks are 1, 2, 3 high. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. 1, 2. Here's one that's 4 high. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, those guys are sleeping on the floor in some cases. I wonder where the best place to sleep would be, besides the officers' quarters. Here's the latrine, or the head. And here's the machine room and the engine room. Got a, looks like a rudimentary lathe there. A place to sit, some tools under it. There's a big old engine, Naval diesel. I'm sure when that starts up, I'm sure it's loud in here. I would think that they have two, but I can't see the other one right now. Cool valves and stuff. Alright, here's the engine room. There's actually, looks like 3, because we had one in the other room, and now we've got these 2 huge engines. Check over here. Okay. It's kind of tight. I'll go this other way. I mean, it's just as tight. Yeah. This is where the electrician mates earn their money. See that? Right there. All the electrician mates when they're running this submarine, making that diesel electric power. They got a little bench. Somebody was always here when they were underway. Faux show. Here's the rear of the ship, the aft, if you will, and here's a torpedo facing rearward, and it looks like 4 different tubes, torpedo tubes. One of them is wide open. You can see down there. These have to be 20 feet, 25 feet long. Huge. All right, through the front door here, the ship's store. I think we move forward. Okay, we've got a machine shop here. Tools. Good. Moving forward. Okay, rope. Good. Oh, galley. Good. All right, this looks like the officers' place where they eat, plan, and whatever. They get treated right. It's proper treatment. So here's a stateroom. Here's an example of a stateroom. This is not the captain's quarters. I don't know if we'll get to see that. This is 2 officers stayed in a place like this, which is a pretty good deal. Lots of space. This looks like the chow line for the enlisted. Or no. Well, I mean, it looks like it based it on that. Yeah, I would say it is. And then there's a couple places to sit here, and a couple of bunks over there. This is the scullery. Okay, here's how it works. You got the racks, 3 high, and then you got how they sit. Okay. Ooh. All right. Lots of privacy in here. Lots of privacy. This is the Chief's area. They get a little more privacy. Not much, but some. All right, we're moving towards the rear, the aft of the ship. Here's some sink basins and a shower area. Okay, very nice. I'm sure the toilets are around here somewhere. Here they are. Very exciting. Urinals, more toilets. Okay. And I think we've gone as far back as we're gonna go. Let's see. Yes. We must be near the rear of the ship because it's getting thinner. Let's just see. Yeah, we're about back. Yeah, this is the end. Here's the air conditioner. Here's anti-submarine stuff. USS Stewart. All right, here we are aboard the USS Stewart, moving from the rear to the front, the aft, to the bow. I think that's how they say it in the Navy. I was just on that submarine, the USS Kavala. Look out in the distance, you can see a little bit of weather, but also some cool oil rigs. Or not oil rigs, but oil ships. Still moving towards the bow. It's a very small ship, frankly. I'm going to be the king of the world. I'm the king of the world. Climb now. Let's see what. We'll go to the upper deckers. Here is the bridge of the USS Stewart. How about that? And behind us is the ship's office, I think. No, this is the radio room. Communication, navigation. All right, that rain is fixing to come in, so I'm gonna get off the metal ship. Here's the stack. We'll tour the top real quick and then we'll get off. I think we're gonna get caught in it, but whatever. What's the worst that could happen? So, guns off. Pretty cool little storm that blew in. I'm glad I made it off that stiff. The wind actually blew the umbrella into the pool. It was blowing too hard a minute ago.